أهلا وسهلا. Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. In today's lesson, we are going to study the definite and indefinite articles in Arabic. أدوات المعرفة والنكرة. So let's go. The first thing I believe is important to know about articles in Arabic, and I put it at the beginning to shed light on it so you know it from the beginning of this lesson, is that both nouns and adjectives carry articles, either definite or indefinite, either each alone or coming together. So don't get surprised if you find an adjective with an article in a sentence even there is no noun coming with it. Let's see an example. English format in blue, then the Arabic format in black or like dark. So if I would like to say beautiful book, in Arabic we are actually saying book beautiful. We'll put the adjective after the noun. So kitab jamil. Then if I would like to say the beautiful book, it becomes the book, the beautiful. So the adjectives comes to the noun and to the adjective. So it becomes al-kitab al-jamil. Then if I would like to say this is the beautiful book, I will say in Arabic actually, it is the book, the beautiful. And the verb to be in the present simple time tense is not shown in the sentence in Arabic. Then we say هذا هو الكتاب الجميل. And we even can drop the word kitab, so we will say هذا هو الجميل, and we know that it is determined, so it is definite. So later to come to know about how to say, for example, you are the smart, how is the sweet, hi the attractive. It is so possible to say that, and we have the articles come with the adjectives without the need to say you are the smart one, how is the sweet girl, things like that. So let's move to the next part. In this part, I'm going to continue giving you basic information about articles in Arabic, specifically when we are talking about the type of articles in Arabic. The first thing is that definitely in Arabic, there are definite and indefinite articles. Unfortunately, somehow there is information widely spread between Arabs and non-Arabs that Arabic does not really have indefinite article, which is not correct. The next articles in Arabic never change for the nature of the noun or adjectives. When we are talking about being feminine, masculine, being singular, plural, so the articles on the noun and adjectives do not change for the gender or for the status of being singular, dual, or plural. And moreover that indefinite articles in Arabic, the change happen only for the grammatical position of the nouns or the adjectives in a sentence. If there is a change for the grammatical position of the word, like for the noun and adjective, for the indefinite article, the shape or the format will change accordingly, but never for being feminine or masculine or for being plural or singular nouns and adjectives. When we are talking about indefinite articles in Arabic, we are talking about علامات التنوين, the in adders. تنوين بفتحة, تنوين بكسرة, تنوين بضمة. You need to know that the in adders علامات التنوين in Arabic are used for two things. The first thing as indefinite articles added at the end of nouns and adjectives. The second way as suffixes to add the function on words to be adverbs for certain types of adverbs. Let's see how we can use each as brief as possible. For indefinite articles, we can use all the three types. تنوين بفتحة, تنوين بكسرة, تنوين بضمة, depending on the grammatic position of the noun or the adjective. So, كتابا جميلا when it is منصوب, كتاب جميل when it is مجرور, كتاب جميل when it is مرفوع. منصوب, مجرور, مرفوع, they are three different grammatic positions that may happen to the word, and when it is indefinite, the tanween changed based on the position. I'm not going to put in this lesson all the grammatic position possible for a word to understand which indefinite article we are going to take and to put it on the noun or adjective. I just want you to know that it is possible to have any of these three to add an indefinite article to the noun or the adjective. But for the adverbs, we only have tanween بفتحة. Also, I'm not going to go through all the details of the adverbs, especially we are focusing in this lesson about the indefinite articles. I'm just putting in your mind that when you see a word with tanween بفتحة, for example, it's not necessarily a noun or an adjective carrying an indefinite article. It can be also an adverb. So, examples for adverbs: ليلا, like during night, نهارا, during light time, like the day, جديا, seriously, جدا, very much, so much, a lot, حرفيا, literally, مطلقا, absolutely, سريعا, quickly, تماما, exactly or completely, مرحبا, like the greeting مرحبا itself, it is an adverb. Similarly, شكرا and عفوا. Before we move on, there is something a little bit bother me about people who post lessons on the indefinite articles in Arabic, and they are providing the information not absolutely correct, and there are a lot of mistakes about it. Also, there are people who provide lessons for new words to gain, like, to expand more vocabulary about Arabic. And you find at the beginning of the video, for example, let's say a book and a pen in the vocab. And when they give book, they say kitabun, but when they are saying pen, they say qalam. So why it's kitabun but not qalamun? Or why qalam but not kitab? So people start getting confused and they don't know what is the correct pronunciation. When you want to provide a new vocabulary in Arabic to teach it to someone, we don't really use the indefinite article. It's just kitab, qalam, daftar. This is the original shape of the noun, for example, or the adjective like jamil, ta'is, sa'id. So you don't need to say sa'idun, jamilun. And even sometimes you find people in videos, like I was really disappointed when I saw some videos like saying kitabun jamilan. No, it's not kitabun jamilan. It cannot work kitabun jamilan. If it's kitabun, it should be jamilun. It cannot be kitabun jamilan. Unless if jamilan, it's not for kitab, it's for something else. So you need to be careful about the usage of indefinite articles, or when you learn the new word pronunciation when it has tanween at the end of it. Tanween is not a part of the word, it is a part of the grammatical position of a word, if it's definite, indefinite for noun and adjectives, or if it's adverb. So this is the first thing. Indefinite articles are muted if they come at the end of a sentence. In Modern Standard Arabic, the best is always to mute the in-adder at the end of the sentence. It's still optional not to mute it, but it will become weird because people, if you don't mute the end of the sentence, people are waiting something come after it. Like whatever the mover, whatever the tashkil at the end of the sentence, the last letter of the last word of a sentence, it should be muted. Otherwise, it means there is something else coming after it. So it's weird not to mute either tanween or any other tashkil. This is the first thing in the Modern Standard Arabic. In today's spoken dialects, it's quite the same. People, they are expecting something else comes if you don't silence the last letter of the last word in a sentence. The second thing I would like to mention that the indefinite articles are optional in Arabic, either Modern Standard or today's spoken dialects. But in the Modern Standard Arabic, if you want to speak the best Modern Standard Arabic, it's the best to speak the word when you are pronouncing it with indefinite articles if it has to be with them. So if you want to say, for example, رأيت كتابا جميلا. If you say رأيت كتابا جميلا, this is the best pronunciation. If you want to say رأيت كتابا جميلا, still good, but you did not mute the last letter when it has tanween. If you say رأيت كتاب جميل, it's still so fine. It's optional to add the indefinite article, but it's not the best Modern Standard Arabic. In today's spoken dialects, it's more like it's so often to skip them, so you can just say رأيت كتاب جميل, and it's totally fine for the indefinite article. But that does not apply for the definite articles, which we will come to have next. So let's go to the next part. In this part, I'm going to show you the use of the indefinite articles through 3 examples. A quick reminder that Arabic articles come for plural and singular. For the indefinite articles in English, there is no such a thing for the plural case. For that reason, I'm going to replace it in the examples with the French one. So when you see it, don't get confused. This is just to show it. Okay, here a book is briefed. In Arabic, we say actually a book is a briefed. One more thing that in Arabic, we don't use the verb to be usually in present time tense. So we say basically a book, a briefed, kitabun, مختصر. another reminder, the indefinite articles is optional, so you can just say كتاب مختصر. Still good. Then let's go to the next one. An apple box. An apple box is a complex of noun with a noun. So it's basically a box of apples. Is there? If I would like to say this sentence in Arabic, it looked like something like a box of this apple is there. And if you remember that in Arabic, we don't use the verb to be in the simple present time tense usually. And here I would like to show you that in Arabic, when we have a complex of indefinite noun with indefinite noun, we just add the indefinite article to the last noun in the complex. So we basically see a box, this apple, there. صندوق تفاح هناك. Or we just say صندوق تفاح هناك. The last example, we have a complex, but this time it will not be a complex of noun and noun, it will be adjective and noun. These are useful notes. In Arabic, we say these, this note, this useful. So, هذه مذكرات مفيدة. Or you can just say هذه مذكرات مفيدة. It's still good. Just one thing, there are more about the complexes of noun and a noun and adjective and adjective when it comes to the combination of indefinite articles with definite articles for each one of them. We will have them in detail when we go to the next part of this lesson when we are talking about complexes. Welcome to the part of definite articles. The definite articles in Arabic is only one and it is called التعريف. ألف لام التعريف. It is a prefix added at the beginning of the definite nouns and or adjectives. First, I'm going to put some examples. The first example here is the briefed book is useful. The briefed book, it is a complex of an adjective and a noun. So, in Arabic, we will say the book, the briefed. Then is in the simple present time tense is usually hidden, then useful. Useful, the adjective here came after the verb to be. When adjectives in Arabic come after the verb to be alone, it is indefinite. So in Arabic we basically say the book, the briefed, and useful. الكتاب المختصر مفيد. The next example. The sunlight, so is definite complex of a noun and a noun, is useful. When we have a complex of a noun and a noun, in Arabic, the article always comes at the last noun of the complex. So we say like that. Light, the sun, useful. نور الشمس مفيد. Next. These knots are useful. These knots is a complex of a determiner and a noun. When we have a complex of determiner and a noun, it's called al-badal. So these make knots absolutely different. So in Arabic we say these, the knots, useful. هذه المذكرات مفيدة. The last example here, these are the useful knots. In this case, the useful knots are coming after the verb to be. So this here is not determiner, it's just a demonstrative pronoun. After the verb to be, it can be definite or indefinite. And in this scenario, we have it a definite for a complex of an adjective and a noun. So we can say easy simply, the knots, the useful. So, هذه هي المذكرات المفيدة. So the Arabic scenario is these, they, the notes, the useful. This is the way we say it in Arabic. I know this is not an English at all, but I'm just putting it to make you understand the order in Arabic. Okay, so since we had these examples, I would like to highlight, sometimes I'm saying الكتاب, المختصر, المذكرات, المفيدة. But for الشمس, I said الشمس. I did not say الشمس. I still can say الشمس, but is this heavy? Like there is a big buzz when I say الشمس comparing to saying الشمس. What I wanted to show that there are some letters is difficult to say ال immediately without buzzing too long to move to the next letter. But when التعريف comes after these letters, تاء ثاء دال ذال را زين سين شين صاد ضاد طاء ضاء لام نون. We don't pronounce lam in the التعريف. We skip it. We just pronounce a, like الشمس. And that's why we called it الشمسية, because we don't pronounce the lam in the definite article. And these are ألف باء جيم حاء خاء عين غين فاء قاف كاف ميم هاء واو ياء. They are half of the Arabic letters, 14 letters. And when we pronounce al with these letters, is similar to al-qamar, the moon in Arabic. While al-shams, the sun, we don't pronounce it. That's why we call the definite article al-ta'rif. When it's followed by these letters, we name it al-qamariyya, which means the lunar al. This is only a classification based on the pronunciation, but is still the same definite article. One more thing, the definite article in Arabic is mandatory and never get omitted in today's spoken dialects, nor absolutely in the modern standard Arabic, Al-Arabiya Al-Fusha. In this part, I'm going to present a useful note about the use of the Arabic definite article. But before, I want you to be familiar with the terms here. Definite noun or nouns, اسم المعرفة, أسماء المعرفة. Definite adjective, adjectives, صفة المعرفة, صفات المعرفة. Definite noun, nouns, اسم النكرة, أسماء النكرة. Indefinite adjective, adjectives, صفة النكرة, صفات النكرة. Okay, in Arabic, the definite adjectives associated to definite nouns. These nouns, they have been already defined, specified, or known. These adjectives for this noun do not need to stand next to them when they are defined. An example, in English we can only say, where is the useful book? Where is the useful one if you don't want to mention book? But never we can say, where is the useful? And stop. It's not correct. So, in Arabic, both are possible. أين الكتاب المفيد? أين المفيد? We don't need to say الكتاب or the book. Another example. Here are the beautiful girls. Here are the beautiful ones. In Arabic, we can just say, here are the beautiful without mentioning girl or ones. So, هنا البنات الجميلات, or just هنا الجميلات. Okay, we came to the fatty part of this lesson, the use of the definite and indefinite articles in complexes, where a lot of misuses take a place from the language learners who start using them after being poorly introduced to them, in which some scenarios the language learners may continue misusing the Arabic articles for very long time. So we are here going to cover two major complexes, the addition complex, the description complex, which may also name adjective clause. An addition complex is a grammatical construct case in Arabic named مركب الإضافة for adding nouns to each other. Usually, the position or relative relationship between the nouns in the complex of this construct. For example, here we have نور الشمس, the sun, light. We can say the light of the sun. كتاب سارة, Sarah's book, or the book of Sarah. دفتر رسم, a drawing notebook, or a notebook of drawing. The added nouns here are called اسم مضاف إليه, added to noun. These added to nouns, they are always genitive in Arabic. مجرورة, which is in this case الشمس, رسم, Sarah. While the base noun in this construct that the additive complex or the addition complex is built based on it is called اسم المضاف. اسم المضاف, the adding base noun, follow its grammatical position. And whenever we have a complex of two nouns, the second noun here, which is الشمس, Sarah, الرسم, it becomes genitive, مجرور in Arabic. So, this is the first information about the addition complex. What I want you to know that a wrong info is taking over the internet, that the construct of al-idafa is built for position complexes exclusively. And I think this is too narrow to make the concept of murakkab al-idafa in Arabic only for position, which is not correct. I think it is more correct when we say it is the complex of relative relationships rather than only position complexes. And even there are some people who give the name of possessed nouns and possessors, which is not correct in my opinion. So I prefer to use adding base noun and added to nouns like اسم المضاف إليه, اسم المضاف is better. Another false information I found repeated over the Arabic lessons, especially when it comes to the Arabic lessons in English, defining the added to nouns as genitive adjectives. Like whenever you have a complex of two nouns, this is not noun anymore, it becomes an adjective and even defined as a genitive adjective. It's never true. Always noun in Arabic is noun. When it's noun, that's it. A complex of two nouns, so one of them is اسم المضاف, the other one اسم المضاف إليه. اسم means noun, basically. And that never make the noun in this complex named adjective. It's just اسم مضاف إليه. So I don't like when there is something placed in the internet and no one can come out and say this is wrong, you have to remove it or correct it or do whatever to make the information presented correctly to the learners. Otherwise, if you are not sure about it, especially when you are not natively speaking the language or you are not really good with the grammar of Arabic language, don't just put wrong information online. Now I feel better after saying it. Okay, let's go to the next part, which is about the description complexes. For the description complex, I have an example here. طفل جميل, a beautiful baby. If the complex is constructed of an adjective and a noun, like here a beautiful baby, is called the description complex. The describing adjective, beautiful, which is jamil in Arabic, is called صفة, adjective. And the described noun is called موصوف, which is a baby. So it is a described noun. اسم موصوف, or just you can say الموصوف. In Arabic, the definite and the indefinite articles come on the description complexes identically. So, if طفل is a baby, beautiful, جميل is also a beautiful. So, طفل جميل, both indefinite in the complex. If the description complex starts with the noun that it is definite, so the adjective, the صفة, has to be also definite. So, الطفل الجميل. It is this much straightforward with the description complex. If the noun is indefinite, the adjective in the complex will be indefinite. If the noun is definite, the adjective is definite. That's simple. Okay. One last thing left to mention here before we move to the next part of this lesson. A description complex can contain an addition complex. The nouns and adjectives inside these complexes have a hierarchical order in which the core base nouns come first. So if we have a description complex which is made noun and a description complex built on this complex, so it becomes noun adjective. So there is a core noun has to come always first, and after that the rest will come. So we have the base noun first, then the added to nouns next, and finally the describing adjectives come. If the addition complex is indefinite, the adjectives carry the indefinite articles, and vice versa. If the addition complex is definite, the adjectives carry the definite articles. So let's see. We have here a small drawing notebook. Drawing notebook is noun complex, which is the addition. Then small added to this complex, it becomes a description complex containing an addition complex. So what we will do, first we will start with notebook in Arabic, then the next noun is drawing, then finally the adjective. So we say basically notebook, drawing, a small, because it is indefinite complex. So دفتر رسم صغير. And if you notice that رسم is مجرورة while صغير is تنوين بضمة because it's similar to the position دفتر. It just has the adder on top of it, so it becomes صغير. Okay, the second example, when we have the small drawing notebook, it becomes دفتر الرسمي. So noun. The second noun is carry the article. Then الصغير because it is a definite complex. دفتر الرسم الصغير. So what about the definite and indefinite articles on the nouns in the addition complexes? The grammar here is not exactly the same as in the description complexes. Let's see how that worked out there then. Okay, in this part we are going to see exactly how we add the definite and indefinite articles in the addition complexes. First, let's start over to see how to form an addition complex when it is definite or indefinite. So here we have contents, which means محتويات or مكونات. So when we have only محتويات as a vocabulary, we don't add any تشكيل at the end of it. So we say محتويات. When I would like to say محتويات with indefinite article, I know it's not existed on the English level to have an indefinite article for the plural, but we have it in Arabic, and I presented here the French one to keep it in mind. So we say in Arabic the content محتويات. Okay, how if I would like to say the contents? I say المحتويات. Now let's build it. What if you would like to say book contents? In English, we can say book contents or contents of a book, right? In Arabic, we say contents of a book. And we don't add the article, either definite or indefinite, on the first noun in the addition complex when we have noun and noun complex, right? It's only the last noun in the complex, it's carry the article. So in this case is context of a book. We don't know which book, it's just a book. محتويات كتاب. What if we would like to say, in this case, the book contents, which is also can be possible to say contents of the book. In Arabic, when we have noun complex, we add the article only at the last noun. In this case, which will be content of the book, محتويات الكتاب. Now, we want to see something else. What if we would like to say محتويات الكتاب when محتويات is indefinite and الكتاب is definite? What will happen? It will be the same as here. محتويات الكتاب. Whenever we have an article in the complex, the article always come at the end. What about if we would like to say المحتويات كتابي? The article on the content but not on the book. In English we can still say the contents of a book, right? But in Arabic the contents of the book is always as if we say the contents of the book or contents of the book. So also محتويات كتابي. Whenever one of the nouns in the complex has a definite article, the whole complex will be definite in Arabic, and the last noun in the complex, it will carry the article. And if we have an adjective added to any of these complex, it will have a definite article. But when all the words in the complex are indefinite, and they have even an adjective added to the complex, so it becomes higher level of complexity, the adjectives will become also indefinite, and they will come at the end of it. So let's see here, for example, if we would like to say cooking book contents, which is contents of a cooking book. Every one of these words is a noun, so it is a complex of 3 nouns. So we take it this way: contents, book, cooking. محتويات كتاب طبخ. What if we would like to say the cooking book contents? So in Arabic we say it this way: content, book, the cooking. محتويات كتاب الطبخ. So we have here a definite complex and here indefinite complex. Let's practice more examples. Here there are some examples I already presented, but I'm going to present them again to re-review how we use the definite and indefinite articles in complexes. So هذه المذكرات مفيدة. These notes are useful. These notes, هذه المذكرات, is a complex called البدل. So when we have a determiner with a definite noun, in Arabic we add the definite article, which is not the case in English, but it is the case of Arabic. And then the verb to be, and then adjective, it becomes indefinite adjective when it's happened to come alone after the verb to be. مفيدة. Then نور الشمس مفيد. نور الشمس is a complex. مفيد. The sunlight is useful. What about if I would like to say the useful sunlight? So it will become نور الشمس المفيد. This is the way. But here we are just saying نور الشمس مفيد. Okay. What about if we would like to say these are the useful notebooks? So هذه هي المذكرات المفيدة. So the complex of adjectives with a noun, both of them carry the same article. Okay, what about if we'd like to say Sarah's young child? طفل سارة الصغير. We added the definite article for الصغير because we have the name related to the child, which becomes a definite type of nouns. So طفل سارة, it becomes a definite complex of adding a noun to another noun. And when we have more complexity by adding an adjective to it, so it becomes طفل سارة الصغير. الصغير become defined because طفل سارة, it's a definite complex. طفل جارتنا الصغير. This one is a bit higher hierarchy where we are saying our neighbor. جارتنا is a feminine though. جارتنا, our neighbor. Child, young child. So basically it is this way. The young child of our neighbor. So when we have an adjective in a complex of two nouns, we push the adjective all the way to the end, and then we put the nouns ordered like that. طفل جارتنا الصغير. Yeah, so after all of this, I would like to remind you that the indefinite articles, which is the tanweens, are optional to pronouns and frequently skipped in today's spoken dialect. You need to just understand the correct grammar for the construct, building definite or indefinite articles on nouns and adjectives, so you can correctly use them. As usual, I like to finish the full lessons with short dialogues to practice the lesson contents in everyday life conversations. I will present this short dialogue 2 times. The first time in the MS Arabic, the Modern Standard Arabic, العربية الفصحى. The second round in my own dialect, the Standard Saudi Arabian. So, مريم, هل هذه علبة عصير؟ نعم سارة، هذه علبة عصير نورة. هذه الحقيبة لمن؟ هذه حقيبة أختك. Or we can say هذه الحقيبة لأختك. تمام. الدفاتر هنا دفاترك؟ لا، هذه دفاترك. Or we can say هذه الدفاتر لك. حسنا، ما هذه هنا؟ هذه صناديق لأوراق العمل. Now we will repeat the same conversation but in my dialect, the Standard Saudi Arabian. مريم، هل هذه علبة عصير؟ إيوة سارة، هذه علبة عصير نورة. هذه الشنطة تبع مين؟ هذه شنطة أختك. أو هذه الشنطة لأختك. تمام، الدفاتر هنا دفاترك؟ لا، هذه دفاترك. أو هذه الدفاتر لك. أوكي، إيش هذه هنا؟ هذه صناديق لأوراق العمل. Woohoo! We arrived to the end of this lesson. In the next lesson, we are going to study the adjectives in Arabic. It will be a so good, yummy introduction to the adjectives in Arabic. So stay tuned. Please, before you go, subscribe to my channel. I will be so grateful. If you like the video and found it useful, give it a thumb up. Share it with friends and family who are interested in learning Arabic. Write in the comment section your opinion, your questions related to this lesson or any other part of the Arabic language. I will answer them as soon as possible. And one more thing, follow me on my page on Instagram, Learn Arabic with Hana. We arrived to the end. وصلنا للنهاية. شكرا على المشاهدة. Thank you for watching and goodbye. مع السلامة.